I'm checking in. Um, Hi everyone, I guess. Welcome to a live episode of my podcast, Voices of Jerba. Please, can you tell me that you can hear me clearly? Okay. So it's going to be a bit different because I keep like checking the comments and at the same time talking. So thanks for everyone who's joining and who's commenting already. So it's going to be a different episode. It's going to be challenging a bit, but I'm very excited for it. So as the title said, so it's gonna be Canada versus Tunisia. It's going to be about the lifestyle, and we're going to have a few questions about Nicole's experience as a Canadian and as someone who came to visit Tunisia so many times as she visited also other Arab countries. But today, mainly, we're going to focus on Tunisia and Canada. So, as people know, we have a lot of Tunisians who moved to Canada and who are still moving to Canada, whether they are students or employees, and vice versa. Probably some Canadians here are living in Jerba, Tunisia, or they even just are thinking about a vacation only. So this is today's topic. It's going to be about Nicole's experience in both sides. So I won't take long, and I would ask you first of all to introduce yourself to everyone here.
My name is Nicole, as you have mentioned. I'm very excited and honored to be a part of today's episode. I have spent combined about 6 months in Tunisia, mostly in the Nebel area, but I have traveled kind of all throughout Tunisia, from the capital Tunis down to the south in Tozeur. And I honestly absolutely love the culture. I love the country. And obviously, the sunshine, the heat, and the beaches are incredible too.
Yeah.
But I have experienced both Canadian winters and Tunisian winters, and honestly, I would definitely pick Tunisian winters. But yeah, I just fell in love with the country and the culture, and kind of documenting my trip as I traveled through it and posted it, and that's where I gained some incredible followers from Tunisia.
Yeah, amazing. So what are you doing in life right now? What's your job? What are you doing?
So I am currently a full-time content creator. I do a little bit of what you would call influencing, but I also have clients that I create content for. So I'm super grateful that most of my job is completely remote, which allows me to work from anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
But on occasion, I do have to go to locations to shoot for some clients.
Okay, amazing. I guess that's everybody's dream job right now. A lot of people want to be influencers and travel the world and work remotely for the flexibility of all the time. So honestly,
Absolutely.
that's amazing. Um,
Thank you.
so as everyone here, most people, I guess you knew Nicole from TikTok, especially Tunisian people. I did know her from TikTok as well, and then I followed her on Instagram, and this is how I started to know Nicole. And I am glad because all of a sudden I had like this contact with her, and we kind of prepared all this like in a week. I guess it was like last
Absolutely.
week. So I was
Yes.
so happy to have her, and I want to thank you again for your time. Um, so let's start. My first question is, what were your initial thoughts when you first came here? For example, the stereotypes that you had, but you didn't find.
I think one of the biggest stereotypes whenever you talk about an Arab country, I know a lot of people don't refer to Tunisia as an Arab country. In the West, it's definitely considered an Arab country as it's primarily viewed as Muslim. So when you talk about Western countries, or when you talk about Middle Eastern countries or Arab countries or Muslim countries in the West, a lot of people have this undying fear of it. And is it safe? Is it this? Is it that?
Mm.
Ironically enough, the Canadian website for travel and tourism actually has a warning about traveling to Tunisia, and it's suggesting not to travel there.
Wow.
However, when I went to Tunisia, I was met with nothing but welcoming arms, whether it was going to like the souk or the market, going to the beach. There was never really a time that I didn't feel safe in Tunisia. So I think like that misconception of it not being safe or you shouldn't travel there was definitely incorrect on the Western aspect of it. From
Yeah.
there, one of the bigger culture shocks I say would be the driving,
Oh,
driving and your roundabouts.
yeah.
That was very crazy for me to see. There's kind of like no rhyme or reason. Everybody just kind of goes at the same time. Canada has very strict driving laws
Yes,
and traffic control laws. So seeing how you guys drive in Tunisia was definitely a little bit scary for me. I don't
it
think I
is.
would be able to drive there. That was one of the biggest things. But I would also say one of the more convenient things is definitely the better quality of food. I noticed
Mm,
that when I was in Tunisia, everything was fresh. People often go and buy their groceries, especially their fresh food, fruits and vegetables, like every single day, and the fresh bread. And in Canada, it's definitely not the case. Like
yeah.
we do have bakeries and stuff, but it's not as readily available as it is in Tunisia. And even our fresh fruit is in the large supermarkets, and most of it is imported. So the food and the freshness of everything was something that I absolutely loved.
Yeah, it's true. And I feel like everything is in boxes and you have to keep on checking and the
Yeah,
date and everything. And that was a little bit one of the things that were challenging to me when I first visited Canada is the fact that you have to keep looking at all these products that are multi-diverse and you feel like, okay, what's good, what's bad, and you need to check the date and then where's it from and all of that. Meanwhile, in Tunisia, you just have
absolutely.
the same supermarket that you go to, everything is fresh, you just pick, buy, and that's it. So it was a bit challenging for someone who is Tunisian and who went there. I was like, oh
Mhm.
my god, this is too much info. I cannot.
And a lot of our grocery stores, everything comes in boxes. So a lot
Yeah,
of it is processed, and our processed and frozen food section of our grocery stores is like 3 and 4 times larger than the fresh produce, which
yeah,
is like completely opposite in Tunisia.
totally, yeah. Oh my God. I think it's for mostly for all products. Here in Tunisia, we don't have the same diversity as Canada, so I feel like here we have the same products every time. But in Canada, it's always renewing and it's always new and it's always you have to keep checking and checking and rechecking. And you're like, oh my God, too like you have such a wide choice that sometimes you end up not choosing anything.
Absolutely.
Especially for skincares or makeup, I always feel mesmerized by the quantity of things until I am like, so whatever, I'm not gonna buy this anymore. I'm not gonna look anymore. I feel like I'm buying everything.
And it's
So
all
yeah.
in reality, it's all the same, just different